Hi everyone, my name is Gwen, and I am a research assistant from the Coastal and Marine team of the Natural Capital Singapore project. Coral reefs are one of the most productive and biodiverse ecosystems globally, offering a wide range of services. These include the provision of seafood, protecting shorelines from erosion, as well as providing opportunities for tourism. Out of these services, tourism and recreation are big ones, generating 19 billion US dollars a year. Apart from economic values, the act of recreation itself generates a host of intangible values such as aesthetic experiences, feelings of inspiration, physical exercise, and improved psychological well-being. Despite these benefits, recreation in coral reefs has yet to be measured in Singapore's context. For the past 60 years, the biology of coral reefs in Singapore has been well documented by many dedicated local scientists. However, coral reefs have yet to be studied from an ecosystem services perspective here, despite recreational diving that has been ongoing since the 1990s. The only investigation into recreation so far is found in a research thesis by William Ho in 1991, whereby a survey was conducted on 100 divers to understand diving activities and reef conditions better. Today, diving, free diving, and snorkeling continues to take place, with leisure trips being organized weekly and divers documenting their underwater experiences. However, a modern-day understanding of such in-water recreation is lacking, meaning to say that coral reefs here are currently undervalued. This undervaluation is even starker in the context of the current COVID-19 pandemic, whereby local reefs and islands have experienced a surge in recreational utility. As such, this study aims to assess the recreational value of coral reefs in Singapore. We investigate direct user demand and the recreational benefits they receive from visiting local coral reefs by asking questions on recreational habits, motivations, and whether they are willing to pay for the preservation of coral reefs here. We also look at how these aspects have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. A self-administered questionnaire is currently being distributed via various social media platforms, and a total of 150 responses have been collected so far. The preliminary findings from these responses are as follows. Respondents are largely well-educated Singaporean Chinese youth with no domination by any particular gender. Respondents largely experience coral reefs via scuba diving and are mostly experienced divers, with majority being active for 4 to 6 years or more and having recorded 101 to 250 trips or more. This level of experience is accompanied by a high level of monetary investment, with many spending more than 1,000 Singapore dollars for personal equipment alone. Collectively, Pulau Hantu and Lazarus Island are the current recreation hotspots. Respondents were asked to rank the importance of the following 11 motivations, with coral reef and mental health specific motivations being ranked as the top 3. When asked about recreation specific preferences, crowding, the amount of living corals, and the amount of fish were the top 3 most important factors affecting the recreational experience of respondents. When it comes to the impact of COVID-19, we see that more than 70% of respondents have been actively visiting coral reefs for recreation since circuit breaker. Those that were active both before and after circuit breaker were asked if any of the motivations they ranked earlier changed in importance as a result of COVID-19. Importance of most motivations remained unchanged, and the top 4 motivations before COVID-19 were also the same top 4 motivations that increased the most in importance after COVID-19. Mental health specific motivations were highest in importance before COVID-19 and increased the most in importance after COVID-19. Socialization specific motivations had a notable increase in importance, while individualistic or achievement orientated motivations decreased the most in importance. For all those active after COVID-19, 66% agreed that recreation and coral reefs have helped respondents greatly cope with the negative effects of COVID-19 on their physical and mental well-being. More than half agree that they have gained a greater appreciation for local marine biodiversity, and nearly half disagree that the number of dive sites currently are sufficient. Interestingly, 72% agree that they will continue their recreational activity here even after travel restrictions are lifted, which indicates that the recent surge in visitorship to coral reefs here is likely to stay. All respondents were then asked the following valuation scenario, whereby a majority of 79% said that they were willing to donate to a fund that would contribute to the conservation of coral reefs. On average, the maximum that respondents were willing to pay annually amounted to about 287 Singapore dollars, with the median amount being 100 Singapore dollars. When asked for reasons why, we could see that coral reefs are recognized for their bequest and scientific values as well, in addition to recreation. On the other hand, this belief that a regular donation would protect reefs and having no spare income were top reasons for why the minority were not willing to pay. Finally, respondents were asked how coral reefs can be better conserved and protected in Singapore. Education and awareness were most commonly cited, as well as practical suggestions such as the setting up of more mooring buoys to prevent physical damage to reefs. Overcrowding and congestion of currently available coral reef sites appears to be concerning to many respondents, with many suggesting more sites to be opened and increased regulation of traffic in current sites. In all, there are several key takeaways so far. Firstly, it is clear that coral reefs in Singapore are important for recreation and generate benefits to direct users, particularly the improvement of mental well-being. This is especially important in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic. Secondly, respondents are largely pro-conservation and are willing to pay for the protection of reefs here. Last but not least, it is evident that recreational demand of existing coral reef sites is likely to continue increasing, and regulations to reduce congestion of current sites by the relevant management bodies are urgently needed for both the safety of users and the integrity of coral reef ecosystems here. Thank you.